Hi, this is Made by Mommy, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a Girl Scout cookie bracelet using a rainbow loom. My rainbow loom is going to be set up in the staggered configuration, which means that if you have a bandaloom or a crazy loom or a wonder loom, you'll be able to follow along as well. To make this bracelet, you will need about 85 rubber bands total, and I recommend using 5 different colors. You'll need 23 of a yellow, tan, or white for your first cookie, 16 of a light brown for the caramel DeLite or Samoa cookie with a darker brown or black to represent the chocolate on top. And then if you have it, another brown color to represent your chocolate covered cookie like the Thin Mint or the Tag Along. And then about 15 in your favorite Girl Scout green color to do the extension and to place as a divider between the individual cookies. To make this design, I recommend using 2 rubber bands at a time. It really makes the cookies look more solid. If you only have enough rubber bands to use 1 at a time, you'll still get the basic shapes, but the cookies will have gaps in them that you can see through. So try and wait until you have enough rubber bands to use 2 at a time. So taking the color for your first cookie, 2 at a time, starting at this end with your arrow, you're going to put 2 from the center to the diagonal, 2 again from that same center peg on the opposite, and then 2 in the center going forward. Next row will be 2 yellow in each of the 3 rows. And 2 now from this peg going back to the center peg, and 2 from this peg to the center as well. And that's the shape of your first cookie, whether it's your lemonade or your trefoil. It depends on where in the country you live and what cookies you're selling. So we're going to need 1 cap band to keep this cookie together, placed from here, the center peg on the bottom of the cookie, up and around like that. Then take 2 of your green to go in between the cookies, right there. Now if you wanted to make this as a standalone charm, instead of placing this green, you would just place a cap band wrapped around 3 times on this hook, and then you would be able to loop all of these to make it its own charm. But we're going to make the whole bracelet today. So switching to the color for your Samoa or your Caramel DeLite, taking 2 at a time on the diagonal. Now before placing your next bands in the pattern, we're going to add on a single black rubber band, twisted and folded over on itself, on each of these pegs, and that is what we're going to use later to wrap around and make it look like there's chocolate on top. So now that you've placed your chocolate here and your chocolate here, you can add your 2 more cookie colored bands on the diagonal, and then add another band for chocolate color, 2 more caramel colored bands, 1 for the chocolate, 2 more cookie color, 1 more chocolate. Did you get a better view of that? And we're going to repeat this again for the other side of the cookie. 2 caramel. 2 chocolate. There we go. 2 caramel. And 2 caramel coming to the center. And that is the setup for your cookie in the middle. And now we need the divider, so 2 more green rubber bands on the next peg going forward. And now we're ready to set up our final cookie, which you'll see is the same layout as the first cookie, just in a different color to represent the chocolate-covered varieties. So we're taking 2 rubber bands, placing them on the diagonal, and 2 rubber bands on the diagonal going down, and then 2 in the center, and 2 at a time again for each of the 3 rows. And 2 at a time again and then 2 from the top on the diagonal, and 2 from the bottom to the center, and 1 cap band that's going to go around these 3 pegs. And now we need 2 more green. To go here. We are now going to construct the cap band a little different than usual. We're going to put the extension on now. We're going to take our green rubber band and we're going to wrap it around our hook twice. Then we're going to take 2 rubber bands at a time, pull it tight, and push that doubled over rubber band to the center. We're going to repeat again. Depending on the size of your wrist, this will be half of the extension. I'm going to put 5 on each side. So that's 2. This is number 3. 4. And 5. For a larger wrist, you'll need more than 5, but this is a good average length. So then we're going to take our loom with all the rubber bands on it, and we're going to place this extension right here. And this is going to make for a really clean looking bracelet where the entire side is continuous. So we've got now a cap band here that we can use to loom the entire bracelet. So starting from where you just added that on, we're going to reach in to get those 2 green rubber bands and pull them forward. Now we're going to take the 2 dark brown rubber bands that are on top and hook those up to your left side The next two we hook up to the right side, and then our center band, like that. Now we're going to do the left side, moving forward and bringing this last one on the diagonal to the center, and then repeating on this side. To the center. This one you may need to press down just because there's so many rubber bands to make sure there's enough space to keep those all together. Then reach in here to get those two green bands all the way from the bottom. You may want to look from the side to make sure you've caught the right ones. Forward. And catch your two rubber bands that are on top. Diagonal to the right, and two diagonal to the left. And here's where you need to do a little bit of fussing to get your chocolate in the right place. You want to take that chocolate band that's in between here, take half of it, so just one loop, and place it around the two bands. Repeat on the other side. Catch one of those dark chocolate bands, pull it up and over your hook. Over the peg, so that it goes around those double bands. Then you can hook the next cookie colored pair on both sides, and then stop and grab one of your chocolate bands and bring it over the peg, and on the other side as well. Go forward again and grab one of your chocolate bands, and bring it up and over that peg, and on the other side as well. Oop, I hadn't hooked that one yet. I want to do it after I hook it, because if you do it before you hook it, you only see it on one side. If you do it after, you get to see it all the way around. There we go. Now grab it. Silly, made by mommy, made a mistake. Oh, I hope you guys can forgive me. Here we go. Catch one and bring it over. And then we've got two more to bring around. Hook your one and then catch your chocolate. This one's a little tricky to catch. And bring it over. And then hook your other side and bring it over. There you go. And now we're ready to go back into here to get those two green bands to bring forward. And we've got just our last cookie left to hook. Grab the two that are on top, bring them up diagonally. Next two. And your center. And then I do the sides first. and then I do the center. Okay, and now you need to take 2 green bands, put your hook through the center, catch those 2 on your hook, bring that up and around, then place your hook through all of those green bands. There should be 4 on your hook now. And then we can take the bracelet off the loom. There's our first cookie. Our second cookie. And our third cookie. Hooray! Good work, everyone. And now we want to make the extension symmetrical. Remember, we put 5 on this side, so we're going to do the same here. So sliding that forward a little bit, take 2 of your green rubber bands at a time. Stretch them tight, it makes it a lot easier. And turn your hook over so that it doesn't catch. And then you've got 1 more link. And 2 more. And 2 more. And now you would just test it on your wrist to make sure it fits you well, and you can add additional green ones if you need to, beyond the 5 per side. And just remember for next time you make it, if you needed a different number, so that you can make sure that both sides are even. So once you have your 5 or whatever number you need on this side, you're going to stretch them. Take a C-clip through all of those, and you would connect it then to the cap band on the other side. And that is your Girl Scout cookie bracelet. You can fuss with the chocolate. It has some ability to move around to get it exactly where you want. I hope you enjoyed making Girl Scout cookie bracelets with me today. If you did, please click like below and subscribe to find out when I post additional videos. I have a video showing how to make this cookie all by itself without a rainbow loom using just a hook. I also have videos of all types on my channel for fun charms you can make, such as the mustache, the root beer float, the waitress uniform, the pencil, and coming on Friday, this isn't posted yet, but it'll be up in a couple of days, Made by Mommy's hamburger. Already up is Made by Mommy's ice cream sundae. So I hope you will check out my other videos and that you had fun making the Girl Scout cookie bracelet with me. Thank you, and I look forward to looming with you again.